Hi, JJ. We're live.
Hi.
We did not announce this. There was no little thumbnail out on the YouTube.
Oh, I thought you were gonna.
I was going to, but the thumbnail I had, I hated. So I didn't use it. And
see.
I decided we'll just go live when we go live, like we did last week,
Okay.
because that seemed to work pretty well.
This is our old time.
It's our old time, but people are not in the habit of watching us on Friday nights
No.
at 5:30 Central because we've been away for a while. But last week we were back with roaring success.
Yes.
We had nice viewership. We had a lot of replays, so very
Yeah.
exciting.
It was nice to have the old crowd back. I missed Sue Smokey Bear.
Yeah. Well, we the title of this one is 6 Weeks Post-Carnivore.
All right.
Because we both kind of started adding carbs at different times, but just for convenience sake, it aligns around Christmas. I had been adding them prior to that from Thanksgiving slightly, but then we went on the cruise, and then I chose to start adding some, but it wasn't like desserts. It wasn't
No.
like sugary treats. It wasn't even highly processed. Except, I mean, it was like, fruit, banana,
Yeah.
rice.
I was gonna say you weren't even eating like French fries, which
No.
you used to be a big French fry
No,
fan.
I wasn't interested in the French fries because they're completely sodden with fat, right?
Yeah.
So it was an experiment. And as I mentioned last week, that was a terrible experiment because the cruise ship food, this was a Disney cruise. Food tasted great,
Beautiful.
but what it did to my abdomen was strange.
It was very crazy.
So that's what's been going on, and I started, adding back because I was seeing some issues arising that I talked about last week, some muscle twitches and weakness in one leg, some neuropathy in my toes, and adding back carbs improved those things.
I think one of the important things you said last week too, though, was on carnivore, you were a very steady, like 40% out of 100
Yeah, energy wise.
energy.
Yeah, and there was no time during carnivore where I was really above a 55% energy. But I had benefits from it. And so that was like, it was getting difficult to continue doing it because while I'd had some benefits, these other worrisome things were happening and they weren't resolving through supplementing with more electrolytes or going higher fat or whatever other options I could think of.
You tried it all.
I did, yeah. So the journey has been interesting and weird. I was reminded today how Dr. Saladino had gone from being carnivore and writing the book on it to going to where he was eating 300 grams of carbs a day. And I've tried it. I tried to go like straight to that once we got done with the holidays and stuff. And I was like, okay, I'm really going to move in this direction. And I did that after listening to Zane Griggs and Dr. Wiedemann. They did a video or two, a couple of them. And I went down Zane's YouTube channel, watching those recent ones because he was talking more and more about how he had reintroduced carbs after being a long-term low carber and the benefits that he'd seen. So I'm like, well, it's an experiment. Let me see what's going to happen. And it wasn't an instant win, but there were wins. There were things that I noticed. I'm like, oh, today I feel better than I have. Today I have more energy than I've had in a long time. And that was an interesting sign. So I feel like it is still an experiment. As I mentioned last week, I measure everything I eat to the gram and I track it. And I have very set targets that I'm trying to hit. And it's kind of hard to exactly hit your macros because I'm also following my blood sugar just to learn the patterns. And one thing I've learned is if you eat starchy or food that's combined with a little bit of fat, like the French fries that I wasn't eating, not that French fries are that starchy, it slows down the absorption and the blood sugar rise is more mild, and then the downslope is more mild. But there's a trade-off to that because you can only eat so many of those bulkier foods before you get really, really full. And to hit a high carb goal, like I was trying out of the gate, wasn't actually doable without drinking juice.
Well, you know what's interesting though? I wasn't totally ready for this
Yo.
tonight. I just watched, maybe it was this morning, I was watching a Nick Norwitz interview with, he's had him on many times, the guy who's a type 1 diabetic. He may even be a doctor. I can't remember because I wasn't ready for this. But one of the things they were talking about was they were talking about blood glucose specifically and how it affects performance and some studies that have been done around that. But what made me think of you is they were talking about the swing of it, the trajectory of the coming down or going up with the blood sugar.
Yes, yeah.
Which is what you noticed with your higher spikes was it even wasn't always the spike, but it was the rate of decline, the slope of the decline.
Yeah.
And they were talking about that a little. But again, I'm not I don't remember exactly what they said, except that it mattered. Like it mattered. Yeah.
Well,
and you were seeing that. So
yes.
you added fat
Right, to starches.
temper
But
that.
here's the thing. If you want to get to 300 grams of carbs, you can't really do it with starches easily. And so you have to add something that's a little bit a more concentrated carb, and that will cause that higher spike and that steeper drop. And so I was like, I am a long-term carnivore, do not have the physiology or the metabolism, whatever it is, to do that level. I can't go straight there. I have to go, well, I don't even know if I want to get there, honestly, because I'm not surfing for hours a day and doing endless workouts. That's maybe not where I need to end up. So I backed off, and I'm down to between 200 and some days I get to 250 grams of carbs, but that's pretty rare. And about 35 to 40% of calories from fat. And I'm targeting around 110, 125 grams of protein a day. Today I went a little bit over on the protein, but it's been quite interesting. I did do one home cardio check lipid panel. So if you're not familiar with the cardio check, it's this unit. It's kind of meant for a kind of a nursing clinic type thing where you can do a quick check. It uses blood out of a finger prick that's sucked into a little vial, and you put it on the machine and it grinds away for 40 seconds. And then it tells you cholesterol, triglycerides. And I don't know how accurate it is. Dave Feldman was using that for his N of 1 experiments way back when he was doing stuff like eating cheese and ham sandwiches to try to produce certain effects. My triglycerides were way down eating like this, which you would think, well, high carb, it should be way up. But no, that's not how it works. That's an oversimplification. But we'll see. We are getting a blood draw next Thursday.
We are.
So we will eventually have the results to report on.
Well, and I brought up I have my old labs for why I was experimenting with this.
Okay.
My old labs as in November. So this was after doing very intense therapeutic ketosis, taking Dr. Baz's class in September, doing lots of sardine fasting and just moving the lever as far as my metabolic health went quite a bit in the good direction. However, these are the numbers that sort of went awry for me. My reverse T3, which I'd mentioned, went up to 36, and the reference range is 8 to 25 on Quest Labs. So it's significantly higher, and my doctor was concerned about that and actually upped my thyroid medication.
So
that.
reverse T3.
Reverse T3.
So this is a sign, my understanding, of stress.
Yes, that's my understanding as well. Yeah. And that actually the metabolism was shutting down, slowing down. But
Okay.
I don't think I got there yet because I was doing fine.
Yeah, you were
Yeah.
pretty much an Energizer bunny still.
And then my CRP is always It was up to 3.2, which again, not horrible, but it's never good. It's never great. But here's the big thing that was trending in the wrong direction. My particle number, LDL particle number, was 2972. The reference number, again, and I know references are a little strange, but in anyone's book, these were high.
These are the small.
Yeah, yep. So the reference range is less than 1138, and I was 2972.
Oh, no. I see.
And now the small.
The small.
Yeah, the small, I was at 537, and the reference range is less than 142. My medium LDL was at 938, with the reference range at 215, and my large was a little low.
But you were still
apparently.
pattern A somehow.
Yeah, I was still pattern A. And my ApoB was 236. Yeah, 236. My HDL went way down.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, to 47. Let me see if I can see where it was previously. Because it was doing fine before then. It's loading. This is my day.
There it is.
All right.
Oh, yeah. Look at
Yeah.
that. We should be showing it on the screen.
Yeah. But I cut myself right before I came on today, so I didn't sit down till like we were ready to go. Right ready. But yeah, like I had been at a 60. That was my high, and it was trending down to a 47. So yeah, just things not.
Trigs were decent though. 88.
Trigs were decent, yes.
I would love to have that number.
Yeah. So yeah, things just not trending although it was trending up. I mean, they're good still, but
Yeah, they were definitely going in the wrong direction.
they were going in the wrong direction. They were up from
Do you have
58.
your A1C on there?
Oh, my A1C was excellent. Because again, I'd been working really on primarily metabolism, right? And so my A1C was a 4.9.
Hey, look at that.
Amazing. So what I was doing corrected a lot of things, healed a lot of things. I feel like metabolically, I feel like I was in a really good space there. But that lipid panel and the thyroid were not looking like they were going in a good direction. So yeah, so I did not have any goal to go like 300 carbs or anything. I was like, ugh. And I'm totally still in that mindset of meat being the nutrient dense food and certain plants being really not good, especially for brain health. So I added in some greens, some fruits, and some white potato, no skin. And that was about it. And I did have an occasional grain. We celebrated New Year's Eve with that pinza crust,
Oh, that's right.
which had grain. I learned how to make homemade risotto. So we've had that a couple times, but for the most part, I've kept the grains, the nuts, the legumes, the, what's broccoli and stuff? Those cruciferous vegetables. I don't even want to.
Crapiferous vegetables.
I don't care about
We
those.
don't eat crapiferous vegetables like broccoli and
Yeah.
Brussels sprouts.
No, and I've had occasional nuts as well, like occasional, very occasional.
The Mac nuts we've got, but I don't have others.
Yeah, I haven't had many of those though. But on occasion when we've gone out, there's been, charcuterie, and I've had a couple nuts.
So our last live, we had nice viewership. We were like, how did people even find us while we were live? And then the replay went kind of crazy. And we had a lot of comments that I had to delete because let me tell you, bullying, negativity, accusations, know-it-alls have no purpose. So I just weed it. So we have a beautiful garden of mostly positive things, except for the people who said you looked inflamed because I thought that someone else would correct them, and they did.
Well, I might.
Well, it doesn't matter. You don't say that to somebody.
Well, that's true. I certainly wouldn't say that to someone.
But it's really interesting because when I was listening to Zane and talking to Dr. Wiedemann, he's like, the people, they're just like, oh, you're a carb addict. And we saw some comments like that briefly while my finger was poking the remove button.
What do you think?
Do I think we're carb addicts?
Yeah.
No, not even close. Not even slightly do I think that is
No.
what's driving this. Do I enjoy the flavor and the texture of the carbs that I'm having? Yeah, I enjoy it, but I don't. This is the weird thing, is I just don't have any cravings.
Yeah, that's
I have
very odd.
no cravings.
Yeah.
So it's not like I'm like, man, I really wish that I could have a peanut butter and jelly sandwich, or I could have pancakes or a waffle. I don't want those things. I was for a while putting just a little drizzle of maple syrup on my sweet potatoes to try to get the carb numbers up. But I suspended that because it was just contributing to the bad trajectory of blood sugar. Did taste good though.
Yeah. I would say I feel more addicted to carnivore, to tell you the truth.
Really interesting. Tell me more.
We get our labs done next week. I don't know what exactly I'm going to do after that, but I miss the simplicity of carnivore, and I miss the way I felt on carnivore. Do I think I can get there? Maybe doing some different strategies. Yes, I do think I can get back there. I mean, I know exactly what to do to get the mood and the energy back and the weight off and the inflammation off and the skin better. I know what to do. But the question is, can I have the benefits of carnivore or keto, but maybe not be as strict and also not stress my lipids and my liver and my thyroid as much?
I think that you could do something far less than you've done in this experiment.
Far less meaning?
Far fewer carbs.
Yeah, I think so.
And be more towards keto carnivore than you have done in this experiment. And you'll reclaim all of those benefits, but probably be able to mitigate some of these issues.
Yeah.
That's my prediction.
Yeah, we'll see. And I've reduced over the last week or so. I've reduced even further the carbs because I'm so addicted to them that I just keep cutting them back. But I am having approximately exactly 200 grams of milk per day, which has carbs in it.
Yeah.
Right. And I am having 150 grams of grapes, or I shouldn't say grapes, fruit. Sometimes it's pineapple, sometimes it's grapes, or it's been even an orange.
So 150 grams of grapes is what?
Like 20 carbs.
20 grams of carbs?
Yeah, like between most of my fruit has been between like 18 and 22 carbs. Yeah. So, and I have that at one meal. I have it in the morning. I've been doing more of my carbs in the morning, and then the rest of the day pretty much eating carnivore for the most part, except sometimes filling in with a little greens at dinner. That's the thing that I've also discovered on this experiment, is that for me, volume matters. If I eat too big of a bolus of protein or fat, I will see my blood sugar numbers go off. And that indicates sort of either too much gluconeogenesis or sort of a fat congestion where my body's processing the fat, and that's preventing the actually not processing, but it's a weird description, but the fat does not have to be processed. It goes like directly into your cells,
into the bloodstream.
Yeah, and what glucose needs to be gone through the liver and stuff. So if those cells are already saturated with that fat, then the glucose hangs out in your bloodstream longer, basically. Bad explanation, but that's the sort of gist of it. And so if I eat too much protein and fat, like if I sit down and have a 10 to 12 ounce steak, which was my norm, then I'm going to see things go a little bit awry as far as those numbers go. So I do better with about half that much protein, but that's not a lot of food. So that's one of the challenges I've been having with going sort of carnivore the second half of the day, is how do you fill in the gap without my blood sugar going crazy. So anyway, occasionally I've had salad as well. Yeah, to sort of fill in.
Now, if you didn't know us and you were just hearing this, you'd be like, why don't you just eat a balanced diet?
Crazy.
Stop looking at the numbers. Stop
Yeah.
getting all the tests. If you feel good, just do it. If you don't feel good, go to the doctor. And the answer is curiosity, interest,
Yeah.
enjoying learning. It's you could argue if you're happy and you're eating and you feel healthy and energetic and that's good and that's great, fine, you're done. But when we look at the numbers, we get curious. We want to see how can we move them.
Yeah.
Because once you learn that you can move them, now you understand how the physiology works better. And that's just because I like learning. I like to understand it.
Yeah. It's
So
been very interesting.
it's just miraculous. I have just awe for the human body in a way that you just grossed me out before.
It did. You're right. You did. You didn't want to hear anything about any of that.
No, I don't want to. But I'm getting better about that.
Oh gosh, yeah. Yeah.
So should we check in with the chat real quick?
Let's do that.
So Michelle is here.
Hey there, Michelle.
3 months
It
post-carnivore.
evens out.
Well, that's good to hear.
Yeah.
That's good to hear. It's been a little bumpy. Smoky Bear Lover.
Hey.
I'm here. Turned it on and heard my name. I missed you. Joss K. You're from
Hey,
northwestern suburbs of Chicago. It's good to see you. Fell off carnivore last summer when my parents' health declined. My eating got really bad after my dad died, but I am now refocused and back on track. My AI helped me.
Yeah.
That's good. And let's see, what are the details here? Focusing on hitting my protein, 120 grams minimum, 1 pound beef, 4 eggs daily. I also add cottage cheese and sardines. Love the structure and I'm feeling great.
Yeah, and I miss that structure. Well, the ease of carnivore. But again, I may be back there soon, or sardine fasting soon even.
Well, enjoy.
We'll see. Like I said, I don't know exactly my next step right now. It's just make sure I...
Oh, wait. Sue's also doing 4 times a week at the gym. Lifting.
Oh, wow.
That's great.
Nice. Nice.
Melanie says, shocking, 20 grams of carbs and fruit.
I know, getting
And
crazy over here.
Annette is here. Hello, Annette. It's good to
Hi.
see you. And Elizabeth is
Hello.
here. Everybody say hello to Elizabeth. So this story, do you want to bring the notes up?
Oh, I didn't know
this?
that. I did not know.
So this was funny. So Nutrients Journal did a meta-analysis, peer-reviewed meta. Long-term carnivore diet cannot be recommended. Long-term adherence to the carnivore diet cannot be recommended was their determination.
Okay.
And you have the slide here. Is there any
I got
details
it.
on
It
it
just
here?
took me a moment. The finding was short-term benefits like weight loss, satiety, and lower inflammation,
Yep.
but there were risks.
Yeah, go ahead.
What?
Read the risks because it's stupid.
Vitamin C and D deficiency, elevated LDL, and calcium and magnesium gaps.
So you can take some vitamin C if you needed it. We didn't on carnivore. Most people on carnivore end up not needing it, as far as I can tell. Vitamin D, well, you can go out in the sun, or you could supplement with it. Many do.
Which, hey, we didn't burn.
Right.
Going out in the sun.
And it turns out that was seed oils. It's pretty
yeah.
obvious now. Elevated LDL. Well, hello. This isn't news. We all know about that as effective low carb for some. And the calcium, magnesium. Well, the magnesium, this is electrolyte issues. And this is just kind of what happens when you don't retain much water. So, and the calcium would be true if you were a non-dairy carnivore. So actually, in the tracking of all of my minerals and vitamins, calcium is really hard for me to get because I'm not having much dairy. Well, I'm not having milk. So I've actually experimented on and off with some supplementing of calcium just to see if it was making a difference or not. And I actually think it was, but I don't really want to do it that way in the long run. So I thought this was just, it seemed like a meta-analysis study with an end in mind, which was to poo-poo carnivore theory.
Yeah. Yeah.
But no, go ahead.
Obviously, I'm a huge proponent of carnivore. I loved it. And I think it is an amazing elimination diet, and that most of America should be on it for seriously,
At least 90 days.
for a period of time
Yeah.
until your body tells you not to. And I don't mean because you've got keto flu. I mean until it's contraindicated by something like numbers.
But no, I didn't dig into the depths of this. But it was like, well, where are all these carnivore studies that they used
Yeah.
to come to this? I'm not aware of all these carnivore studies, so I was a little suspicious. All right, moving on. This story here, seed oil debate just got more complicated, JJ.
Oh, it did.
The Undark magazine reports that higher linoleic acid, omega-6, linked to lower inflammation and better cardiometabolic health. And I thought that this was stupid
Yeah.
because this better metabolic health, what do you think that they pointed at for that? Well, LDL at ApoB. So it's basically just a circular argument.
Yeah. Yeah.
I would not use this as evidence that you need to start glugging peanut oil from the bottle to improve these things.
You know what, though? It was really interesting. We go out to eat once a week for breakfast at a restaurant, local regional chain. And last year they started putting they've got some delicious little harbor potatoes, they're called, little potato chunks that they fry in tallow now.
Right,
It started
yeah.
last year. And it was a big, sign, we fry in tallow. And I was looking at the menu this week, and I've seen it before, but it just clicked that you can get hash browns and they're fried in oil. And it specifically says you can request hash browns and they're fried in oil. And I was like, well, why would anyone want that? But then it dawned on me, the vegans
Oh, because they don't want the tallow.
don't want the tallow.
Got it.
Or the vegetarians.
Yeah, right.
But it didn't even like all these months I've seen that, and it hasn't even occurred to me till this week.
Well, that's because you're not stupid.
I'm like, okay, why are they frying those
You
in
can't,
oil?
your mind can't even comprehend
It did not.
wanting it fried in seed oils to keep beef fat off of your tongue.
Yes. Yeah.
Because you're smart. All right, moving on. This one was interesting. So I think this was today or yesterday. RFK claimed that keto cured schizophrenia. A doctor at Harvard, this is a quote from him, a doctor at Harvard had, quote, cured schizophrenia using keto diets, was reported. That's this entire little block here came out of the New York Times. So when I saw this, I was like, so I know that he's a fan of Dr. Chris Palmer's, and the research he's looking at is probably Chris Palmer's, who wrote Brain Energy, right? Which is one of the pairings of books that we love. Dr. Georgia Eads, Change Your Diet, Change Your Mind. Important works.
Well, as I've added carbs in, that's been what they've done and talked about has been instrumental to what I allow in my mouth.
Of course, the headlines were
Yeah.
RFK falsely states that keto cures schizophrenia. And my feeling from it, kind of reading the context around it, was he got a little carried away.
Yeah.
And so I went and found what Dr. Palmer had to say about this statement. And he said, a growing body of research suggests that ketogenic therapies may also benefit some individuals with serious mental illness, including depression, bipolar, and schizophrenia, sometimes resulting in sustained remission of symptoms. I personally do not describe this as a cure. The word remission is fine with me.
Yeah.
So I think RFK got out over his skis a little bit, but of course it was framed in a way that made him sound like he was lying, which I don't think he really was.
And we know that this has been used for brain issues, including epilepsy, but also mental health issues for a very long time.
Yeah.
The ketogenic diet, very, very long time.
As usual, the news is not about the truth. It's about narrative.
Yeah.
Were we going to do this one? I don't think we're going to do this one. This one here. Story F. Carnivore diet searches are up 44% year over year. 2.6 million hashtag carnivore posts. The diet is bigger than ever, according to PsychReg. And I am not shocked by this because, well, one, it's the time of year when people are thinking about losing weight and getting their health going and stuff. But it's also just grown in popularity and mentions all over social media. So it is not shocking. And I think that it is going to continue to grow as people come to understand it, as it can be a great protocol for a while. And for some, they can do it for a long term, and there doesn't seem to be an issue.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm not one of them, but I know, I believe that it can be the case.
I do too. And one thing that was, I've talked several times today about the simplicity of it. And I think that once you get over the hump of, wait, what? You mean I can't have this? I'm not having a side dish of this or that. And once you get over that and you experience how simple it is, that's a huge benefit right there. That is phenomenal to me, but also the testimonials around it. So I think carnivore continues to grow because of, one, the simplicity. You don't have, generally speaking, you don't have to weigh and measure and do all those things. You just eat the animal products. Number two, what did I just say? Number two was, the testimonials. So when we've been looking at adding carbs back in, that's been one of my biggest complaints is there's no easy, simple route that's given. And there also aren't a ton of testimonials. It's more like, this is going to take a while. Mm-hmm. And I mean, we hear that on carnivore too. You have adaptation and things, healing can take a while. But I experienced some results very quickly. And so as we've been doing this, I've been looking for anything to hold on to, like, what can I do? Or, when will I see great results? And it's always like, well, I'm just not seeing the same simplicity and the same testimonials.
Well, it's because you're wading into having 2 variables to having 3. And so it's adding great complexity and finding the sweet spot.
Yes.
And those variables are fat, protein, and carbs. And the carb one has a whole bunch of sub-variables of its own.
Yes.
Because what form are those going to take?
Yeah.
And how do they react with the other things you're eating? So it adds complexity. But what it seems like is that there's people come into carnivore and low carb. Some have great success and they last and they sustain and they're fine. And then others they get benefits, but then they're starting to go, it's just not quite right. And they're starting to look to add carbs back in. And that leads them toward the sort of bioenergetic realm, which is sort of the Ray Peat realm. And that is not a prescriptive diet. That isn't even a diet.
No.
It's a philosophy. And so it doesn't really lend itself to a video that's 12 minutes long that says, here's what I did, and I had these results in 30 days.
I want that.
Because all of those people who are in the space of the bioenergetics are like, you need to do this very slowly, gradually, over months and even years. Mm-hmm. And that's a lot of faith to put into the philosophy.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's true or not, but I think that's why it seems a little confusing and uncertain, is because it is.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah.
But I wanted to voice that because that, I've mentioned it to you many times. It was a big frustration for me of just going, it was just, yeah. And so, again, carnivore searches are up year over year. And I think those are some of the reasons are the simplicity and the ability to really state, here's what happened. And it happened fairly quickly. Yeah.
So this was we don't care about that.
We don't care.
What is this one? Intermittent fasting doesn't work without eating less, according to Science Translational Medicine 2026. No metabolic benefit if total calories stay the same. Benefits come from eating less, not the window. What do you think of this, JJ?
I don't buy it. I do not buy it. I came into, now that said, I used the word metabolism earlier, saying that I really feel like I've healed a lot of my metabolism. But what is really metabolism? And I don't know what the answer is. Like, are my lipids part of my metabolism?
Yeah, of course.
So, yeah. So I'm using it kind of in a generalized way. So I started with intermittent fasting before I did carnivore. And it was reading Dr. Jason Fung's books that led me really down that path of insulin and lowering my insulin. And that's why I stepped into carnivore eventually as well. But I think that I totally believe that eating window can be a path to lowering insulin. It may not, and it did for me. It lowered my insulin. It wasn't enough for me to get a bunch of weight loss benefits from intermittent fasting. Some people do. We've talked about there being this invisible threshold that no one knows about with insulin. You don't know, do you start releasing weight at a 6? Fasting insulin of a 6, a 4, a 3, a 10? Who knows, right? We don't have that answer. However, I believe there is a sweet spot, again, for everyone. I needed to add carnivore in to get my insulin low to lose weight. But my insulin was improved with intermittent fasting, and I saw lowered inflammation, lowered allergies, better skin. I saw a lot of benefits that kept me going down this path of, keeping my insulin lower is the key. And I was not eating less. It was purely my eating window. So I sort of buy into Dr. Fung. And I really do believe that an eating window can be very, very important in terms of metabolic health. Yeah. Is it the answer? Like, again, it's not necessarily the 100% answer for everyone. And yet I know a lot of people have been able to do IF only and seen tons and tons of benefits, including weight loss. So
Without being hungry.
Without being hungry or eating less. Yeah.
Or so they think.
Or so they think. Yeah. Or so they think.
So you don't buy this story.
I just don't. No.
I mean, that's what they say about carnivore and keto. Well, you just eat less. And it just doesn't. And they always think in terms of calories. So.
Yeah, but again, I don't know.
I guess my thought on this is, so what?
So what if it is eating less?
Yeah, who cares? Who cares if it is or isn't?
You know, the other thing I wanted to bring up about IF is that, everything I've done has led me to a path where I have more food freedom. That whole food freedom thing. And IF was part of that. I was able to cut my cravings and my habitual eating and a lot of those bad food habits, starting with that eating window piece. And then I moved into carnivore. And again, you said you're not having cravings even though you've added carbs in, you're not having cravings. And again, I think a lot of that came from carnivore as well. Like, you learned to live without the sugar.
I did, yeah.
And again, my path started with the IF first and then into carnivore. And so I've completely retrained my habits, my brain around food, where it's not something that I just mindlessly do anymore.
It's become almost a job.
Yeah.
But that's really because I'm trying to learn. I'm trying to really get into as much as I can. So it's been beneficial. Last week I reported that I was having panic attacks, and somebody mentioned maybe potatoes. And I haven't been able to correlate potatoes with that, but I think it might have been Keisha, who was here and then left, who might have mentioned coffee.
Oh, yeah.
And I didn't want to hear it.
I think it was Keisha.
But I have done the experiment of cutting my coffee in half. Not with a knife, but just only having half as much. And that seems like it might have some effect, because yesterday when we went out for our breakfast date, I had way more coffee than usual and had a terrible panic attack later when I was trying to eat lunch. And I had to sit there and breathe and be calm and try to get my meal down. It was difficult. And I was like, what's different? My blood sugar was fine. The only thing I could think of is I had way too much coffee at breakfast.
That restaurant gives you a pot.
They give you a little carafe, and it's good. And I kept drinking it.
Yeah.
So I think that might have been the mistake. So today I got up, I had chicken broth instead. And then later with an actual breakfast, I had my 1 cup. And today anxiety levels were much more reduced. Not totally gone, but reduced.
Which is huge, because you have given up coffee before and it's been awful for everyone involved.
Well, I would give it up cold turkey and have terrible headaches and super low energy.
Awful.
So I'm not going to do that this time. If I keep weaning off of it, it will be gradually, because like we did on our video earlier last fall, whenever it was, small steps. Smaller steps than you think you need to take. Let's see here.
Yeah, what's going on? Anything?
Sue's long-term goal is not to be carnivore forever. I want to add whole foods back eventually, treating my food as a 30-day rest. And then I will reset. And rest, reset. And then I will evaluate. That's a good plan.
Yeah.
And Melanie says JJ will blaze the path for how to add back carbs, not cards. Yeah, your experience can be what people find when they search.
Well, yeah.
And then they'll find, I gave up and I went back to carnivore. What did Dr. Saivas say? Did a video, said there's a math equation to figure out how long to do carnivore.
You mentioned that.
Before adding back whole foods. It's 100 minus your age divided by 12. That's how many months you do carnivore. And then you add carbs in. So I did it too long.
You mentioned that at one point, like early on when you were adding carbs back in, you're like, and we're right about there.
So 100 minus 55, that's 45. And then divide that by 12.
Well,
3.75 years.
we did 3.
We did 3. So
A little over 3.
Yeah, we were hitting the end of it.
Mm-hmm.
So the math worked for Annette.
Okay, so
That's when I should have gone off full carnivore, yeah.
the math made me think of a video I saw this week. Ugh. I dare not bring it up, but I'm going to. Do you know which one I'm talking about?
No.
Okay, you will in a moment. So I am a huge, huge fan of Bella Steak and Butter Gal.
Oh,
Like, love her, love her husband, love her community, love. And she did a video with Max German on it. And maybe I didn't hear this correctly, because I'm very often doing other things while I'm playing YouTube in the background. But they were giving a Oh gosh, what was that for?
It was the A1C calculation.
The A1C calculation, because I guess some carnivores have reported either in the past or in the present that their A1C has been raising since they've been on carnivore, which again, we were talking about sort of as well. And so it was this adjusted for carnivore A1C, where basically if you're unhealthy, you multiply your A1C, I think it was by 1.2. And if you're a carnivore and healthy, then you can multiply your A1C and adjust it, multiplying it by 0.8. And that's your real A1C number. Now, again, I love Bella. And again, I might have missed some nuance in that whole conversation, but I think arbitrarily choosing a multiplier for your A1C because you're carnivore seemed, it was not comforting to me. That's all I'll
it's
say.
specious and wholly unsupported by any science. No matter, I mean, you could maybe point to some studies about red blood cell longevity.
Yep.
Is always what's pointed to.
That was talked about.
There is no study in carnivores that establishes this as fact.
Yeah.
So I think that's dangerous and I don't like it.
So yeah, that one rubbed me wrong a little bit. Yeah. Yeah.
So that's math. And what it is you can just arbitrarily just take a discount because you get the carnivore discount.
The carnivore discount. Yeah.
Yep.
That's just what it felt like. And again, I may have missed something. Yeah.
Do you remember, JJ? We did some videos around your coaching domain.
Yeah.
And one of them was picking your word for the year.
Yeah.
And I had never heard of that idea.
Yeah.
And you were like, "Oh, that's a thing."
For a while. But you are not a female. It might be more among females.
I reserve my Fifth Amendment right to not incriminate myself. But my word was, I believe, enthusiasm.
No.
It was energy.
I think it was energy. Yeah.
It was energy. Right. To me, they're kind of the same thing. And I would say that so far in 2026, here we are in February, whatever day this is, it's been a roller coaster of sometimes having high energy and sometimes being basically on the sofa with a eye mask on, trying to block out all light. So what do you call that?
I think maybe you need to be more specific with your word, because energy you've experienced the full spectrum of.
Yeah, there's an adrenalized cortisol, heart rate climbing, icky feeling of doom energy. I did not sign up for that. I wanted the vital, getting stuff done, creative work, energy. That said, I have been going crazy with this AI stuff the past week and a half or so. There's been stuff prior to that, but the real stuff has been happening.
Your app was prior.
Yeah, that was true, but I used AI to write an app for writing so that I wouldn't have to actually do my writing. Not that I was going to have AI do the writing, just I was working on the app instead of my novel.
Well, yeah, but your book 9? You're on book 9?
Book 9, yeah.
So there's a lot of canon to keep track of.
Right. So
that's what it was doing.
What I did is I designed, with the help of Claude Code, an app that is able to ingest all of the previous 8 manuscripts and have them available in search right there while I'm writing. So if I want to find out something about one of the characters, I can search for it and find it. But also, it builds the entire world Bible of all the character names, all the places, all of the objects, all of the in-world things into profile pages where I can click through and find details about it.
Which is really important when you're trying to wrap up the story.
It is. Big, famous, successful writers like Brandon Sanderson have a team that keep that stuff organized so he can find it. But I had to have an AI do it. But The rule is the AI writes 0 words of my prose. I have a hard line for that. That doesn't, but it can help me around the edges of it. And it built an app that has been my dream to have for
A decade. Yeah.
It is absolutely incredible. I can't even believe it. And then I had it create me my nutrition tracker. So you may be familiar with Chronometer. Well, I had AI build me that. And I just
Not chronometer.
no, I text the AI and I said, "This is what I ate, how many grams," and it populates it into the dashboard so I can see it. It's amazing. So I've been just obsessed with working on that kind of stuff because I'm not a coder at all, and it's been unleashing my creative energies in the wrong direction.
Well, but like you said, you've had enthusiasm.
But I have had enthusiasm. It's been actually so tense at times that I've realized I needed to just walk away and put it away because I was like, wait a minute, the AI is supposed to make me do less work. And here it is actually making me do more work and more concentration and feel more urgency because I have this sense that we're like on this cusp of where the less time you spend using it to do things that are productive, the further behind you get. Now, that may not be true, but it's how it feels. So that's been fun. Ish. Kind of. Let's see. Melanie's word was curiosity, and I definitely have that.
Yep.
Definitely not an AI fan, but oh my God. Having AI keep track of characters' details in writing is huge.
Yeah.
And it really, it's pretty amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Very.
So, but know that I am working on the book, and when it comes out, every last word in it will have been written
Oh, yeah.
by me.
Yeah.
So, JJ,
Yes.
that's all I've got.
Oh, that's it? All right. Yeah, I guess that is it. I see.
So one of the ironies, if we bring up this one here, is this the right one? This is the 44% increase in searches on carnivore, and we decided to not be a carnivore channel anymore. So that's smart.
Yeah, that's great.
But we just can't pretend. But it's fun to talk about still. I still have a deep interest in it, and I'm excited for Carrie's movie to come out whenever that's going to come out.
Oh my gosh, I am so excited about that. Yeah, I was watching. He just put one out about his movie theater, and I watched
did he?
that one. Yeah, so yeah, and he mentioned his movie, of course, and very excited for that because, like I said, I still think so many people can benefit from it. So many people can benefit. I did.
Elizabeth is saying, I'm at 2 years now, and the calculator shows my time up in 9 months.
Oh.
I'm having quick weight gain, hair loss, and inflammation. Going to do a long fast and figure out a new plan. Yep, I think you've got the signs that something's not working.
Yeah.
And I would have no idea what it is, but it's time to dig deeper and try to figure that out.
No, but you would say, or you have said to me, that you going 300 carbs was a
Was a mistake.
yeah.
In my opinion, that would be a recipe for more stress
Yeah.
and definitely way more faster weight gain. Although my weight gain popped and has completely stabilized. So it's not like it's an ongoing thing. I think I've got sort of the energy intake matched to my use, but I've been very sedentary the past 2 weeks on purpose. So today I started getting back into more movement and exercise as part of my small steps back in. So we'll see how that goes. And we will report back to you next Friday. We have an opening ceremonies to watch
Oh yeah, we do. That's right.
because of the Samad Olympiad, which is where, in Italy or something?
That's what you
Winter Olympics.
said. Yeah.
It would be shocking if it was the summer.
Well, it's summer on half the hemisphere.
And
or one hemisphere.
we did we explain to them, or was it to our daughter, that we were experts in many of the winter sports?
We might have here. I don't remember if we said that last week. Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
Experts on like ice skating.
No, the whoop-de-doo, though, we talked to our daughter about that one. The whoop-de-doo is a move in figure skating. Now, the announcers call it something else. But it involves jumping and spinning with your arm over your head.
Yes.
It's an uncommon one, but I like that one. And that's called the whoop-de-doo.
Mm-hmm.
So if you see it, you'll go, hey,
That's it.
whoop-de-doo, they just did it.
Yeah, and it's more challenging to have the hands overhead because you're not using the momentum of your arms being out. So, yeah, it is definitely.
Now, I've been watching the Olympics as a professional couch potato for years, decades, a lifetime of this. And my alternate rules for figure skating have not been adopted
Oh, yes.
in all of this time. And I think that one of the fundamental rule that is so obvious to me is that if you fall doing a jump, they should have. Well, no, I've moderated. The old alternate rule was somebody comes off with the shepherd's hook and pulls you off the ice. But I think that's insensitive. And my new rule for when people fall after doing a jump is that the safety skaters come out and escort you off the ice to make sure that you're okay, but you're done. But the reason I want this rule is because I don't like the high risk ones that fail all the time. I want to focus on the artistry.
Yeah, I have to say I want some clean jumps and artistry.
But they should allow the backflip.
Oh yeah, that would be fine.
That should not be against the rules. They actually should have a separate like stunt level of skating where they just do the stunts.
Yes, you're right. That would be good. Yeah, because
See,
if
I
they're
solve all the Olympics
if they're
problems
going
just
for
there.
quads and things, like I don't even know. Are they to? We'll see. Are they to quints by this time?
This is the problem.
and
is
they're falling, but they're still
I'm
medaling.
getting fired up.
Yeah. Oh.
Because you have this beautiful number, you've got it choreographed to music, and then you see their face change because they're about to do something very dangerous and pretty sketchy and low probability of success. And you can read their whole body language, and they're like going backwards like 100 meters, psyching themselves up, and then they're like, and you're like going, do we need the safety skaters out there in advance? You should have spotters.
But yeah.
But I want the artistry to remain through the whole thing.
Yeah. You're an author, and I am.
A dancer.
I've danced. I'm into theater. We're really about that storytelling.
That's
that
right.
vibe.
Yep.
And so, yeah, just trick after trick after trick after trick. Or like you're saying, that whole energy shift, it pulls you out of the story they're trying to paint on the ice.
Oh, and that says she watched it live. So, well, that's good.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
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 That would have been on a different time zone.
Yeah, they're like, I'm 7-ish hours ahead of us or so. Yeah.
Whenever figure skating comes on, I think of
Oh my
Chris
gosh.
Farley making fun of the announcer saying, "Oh, that'll cost him."
Okay, so we were also telling our daughter this, and she was so bored. We were going back to the 90s and the John Tesh Olympics coverage,
Oh yeah.
where he would do the special interest stories about the athletes.
human interest
Human
side, yeah.
interest. Yeah, human interest. And how much, I mean, it was so cheesy, but yet I miss it a lot.
Yep.
Because even when they do those and they don't do them as much, they're just, I mean, I really want to feel it again.
Yep.
I want that story, and I want it bad.
Every time you mention him, I go Li Shaosheng,
Yep.
and that was like a Summer Olympics, like 5 years ago or something. Sourpuss. When adding carbs back, have you had increase in weight?
That's a
have
great
you
question.
had increase in cravings? I have had increase in weight. I am up 12 pounds from my sort of my baseline carnivore of 170. So I'm about 182 right now. I would credit about 4 or 5 of that to just water weight because it is significant. Every gram of glycogen you store is 3 to 4 grams of water. And I've been repleting glycogen for the past couple of weeks on purpose. So I don't feel like I'm like my face is a little rounder maybe, but I don't feel like I look as hugely inflamed. Like you, apparently.
Well, but okay, I had to go out and buy new pants. Literally, I had no clothing to wear for a while.
Oh, I didn't.
So I had to buy 2 pair of pants, and that's what I have now.
Mm-hmm.
Two and one that fits on some days. So 3 pair of pants. So I'm guessing I'm up about 10 pounds. I have not checked. Yes, the cellulite is back. It did stabilize though, like you said. It was a weight gain and then it stopped. Am I thrilled about this? No. But I've got some months before summer because I would really not have to buy a new summer wardrobe.
Now, I would say JJ as a carnivore is very easy to live with. Very cheerful, energetic, gets a lot of stuff done. She still gets a lot of stuff done. She doesn't like it. And having me have a lot of anxiety issues isn't helping because it's harder to be present for that. But it's an experiment, and I'm hopeful that eventually things will even out and hormones will even out. But
True.
I am on the edge of saying, once we get these blood labs back and we kind of see where we're at, JJ, maybe you want to head back toward carnivore, maybe not all the way there, just for your own sake.
Yeah.
And maybe there's collateral damage happening. I don't really know. I don't think you're like completely out of control or anything, but it's different.
Oh, it is different. It is
very different.
So yes, that's the weight gain. Cravings. No, I mean, no. No cravings. And part of you could say, well, it's because I'm satisfying my cravings because I'm having carbs at every meal. But I do have some fruit. Right now I'm eating oranges. That's really the fruit that I'm having right now. Because I was trying bananas, but they were spiking me severely. I could have a smaller amount of banana, but I think of banana as one unit of banana as a banana. I don't want to eat half of banana. Makes me mad when I have to eat half a banana. So anyway, I don't really. The oranges, the first couple were like, wow, that's really good. But now I'm just kind of over it. So it's not a craving thing. But also, I'm just so focused on I'm focused on health and metabolism. So I'm not interested in the old craving foods that would make me sick, like pizza and sweets, like breakfast sweets. Those aren't my thing. I tend
anymore.
to be a moderator, and you have not historically been a moderator.
No.
So I have to say, I was really concerned early on about you, and it's not borne out. Is that right? Bared?
Well,
Bairn?
Yeah. I quickly hit a limit.
Yeah, it's not happened, and there have not been any like he said. We're doing whole foods. You do grains, some rice mostly, right? When you do have it, not a lot, but
it's a little bit of white rice, yeah.
Yeah. So we're doing mostly whole foods, or almost exclusively whole foods, but there has not been any craving for candy bars or peanut butter for you. That was huge.
Yeah.
Peanut butter and honey.
But of course, it's completely off it's full of seed oils.
Yeah, but or potato chips for me. There just have not been these huge cravings for what we'd call junk food at all,
No.
which has been interesting. Yeah.
I'm just looking up for a video here that
Sure.
that I would point people to.
Yeah, I really do like. He's looking at a specific Zane Griggs video. Yeah, and I really do. Oh, there it is. Yeah, it's him and Dr. Wiedemann. Yeah. Which I don't know. Has she had any new videos out lately? I know I looked some weeks ago for a new video to see what she's been doing. Because I am curious about her journey. Obviously. But yeah, I will say though, I do enjoy, oh my gosh. Like I said, I often have grapes. Sometimes it's pineapple or something else. Salted fruit for me is my jam. Like I really do enjoy my 150 grams of fruit with salt.
I tried that.
I don't know.
I did not like that.
Yeah, I do enjoy it. But would I give it up in a heartbeat if like, I mean, I would. I don't know, again, what my next step is going to be, and I would give it up in a heartbeat to have the energy, mood, etc. back. And have good numbers, good labs.
If you haven't seen it, go just find this video. It's Carnivore's Jumping Ship interview with Dr. Lisa Wiedemann on Zane Griggs' channel, and listen to it like a podcast. You don't have to watch it. They don't show you anything. And I thought it was a really, really good discussion. And he's got a few more videos on this topic that are very good and very accessible. And a good intro into kind of moving into the theory without a lot of heavy terminology behind how he viewed his progress in adding back carbs. It's a very different situation. A lot more muscle mass to start with. Mm-hmm. So he's able to tolerate a lot more carbs than I could. But he had great success, and it was encouraging. So I recommend that one.
Yeah.
Let's see. Annette is saying, okay, if you're telling on your carbs, I'll tell you my choices. Gemstone potatoes, berries, yogurt, honey, and sometimes grain-free, seed oil-free crackers.
Yeah. Yep.
I have been very moderate with masa tortilla chips.
Oh, yeah.
Now, those are corn, but they're tallow. I think you have to, I don't know if you get them in stores or not.
Yeah, we ordered them.
We ordered them, and they're good. They're a good crunch.
I don't like them.
So you're crazy.
I know. But, again, I'm also staying away from grains for the most part. And I have, every now and then I'll pop one and I'm like, it just doesn't do it for me. But yeah, you are very moderate.
Stay away from the lime ones. The lime ones are terrible. All the other ones are good. 90 grams of carbs and 90 grams of fat and 145 grams of protein. That's high protein.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah, I'm about 90 grams of fat, somewhere close to 225 carbs, and then the rest protein, give or take. And that's settled out pretty well. My blood sugars look pretty good on that, but we'll be happy to modify it at the drop of a hat and take carbs down some. I would not miss it. If I went down to 150 grams of carbs, totally fine. If I went to 50, I'd be totally fine. I just got to find the sweet spot for me.
Yeah.
So I think we're going to wrap it up.
All right. And watch those Olympics.
And go watch some Olympics.
Yeah.
Olympic. So with that, we wish you to be every day stronger.
Every day more blessed.
We'll see you next Friday.